This conference will now be recorded.
Last class, we have discussed how a company has to be created, how to alter it, and what are the things that I can alter in my company creation screen. This is what we have discussed in our last class. And we also saw how to change the period, how to change the date. Even this we have seen. So let me ask you few questions out of the last class. So in educational mode, in my educational mode, when I'm passing a transaction, which are the date that is accepted to change the date? To change the date in educational mode, which are the dates that is accepted?
First and 31st, ma'am.
First and 31st. First, second, and 31st.
Yes, ma'am.
It is first, second, and 31st. Okay. What is the shortcut key to shut the company?
Sorry, ma'am, we didn't hear you.
What is the yes? What is the shortcut key to shut the company, to close the company? So it is control F3. Yes, right. Okay. So we will continue now. So last class I've told you what are the necessary things that we have to do for a entry purpose. So you will be knowing that to pass any transactions before I go with the financial statement, first thing is we will be posting a journal entry. Journalization we will be doing. So before journalization, what we have to do is we have to create a ledger. So you will be knowing this T balance, creating of T balance and ledger statement creations. So what is the entry to what is the debit side, what it has to come, credit side, what it has to come, what will be the carry forward balance that you are taking to the report. This is what you would have learned. Now let me open the company. So here in Tally, we won't be creating any ledger statement. Okay, we won't be creating any reports. Automatically it will get updated. Only thing is have to create the necessary ledgers and have to pass the transaction. Now last class I've just showed you what are the things that appears here, and I've also told you the shortcut keys also. The shortcut keys where to navigate. So each and every shortcut key, each and every options will be having one key as a navigation. Okay, to select voucher, to select a day book, banking. In each and every options, there is one letter which is highlighted in a dark color. So that is the navigation where I have to go. Now, last class I've told you about the groups, right? So before we start with the ledgers to create, I just told you about the purchase of fixed assets. We have done purchase of a fixed asset where computer will be a fixed asset, and I'm purchasing by paying through the bank. So my bank account is a current asset. So this current asset, fixed assets are the major groups. So this one we will understand what are the groups we are having. Now let me go for charts of accounts. Groups. These are the groups I'm having. 28 groups. I have told you 28 groups, out of which the 15 are main groups. The 15, which starts from the first line, these are the main groups, the main heading which comes. So because of this only, I asked you to cross check with the trading account, balance sheet, and profit and loss statement, so that you will come to know what are the headings you might see there. So have you all checked it? Anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
So same heading. So same heading, even here also I'm getting see. Direct expenses, indirect expenses, fixed assets, current liabilities, current assets. These are the major part which we will be seeing in our report, financial report. So under this each and every heading, there are some few things which they have like secondary groups they have also created here. So overall, I'm having a 28 groups, which is very necessary. It has been created. If still I want to create some other group additionally, I can create it. Now let's understand what are these groups is used for, why it is used for. This is what we will see. Okay, so out of this, instead of going to charts of accounts, I'll just go for alter and I'll choose groups so that I can teach you one by one in an alphabetic order. Now here I'm having an option as bank account. So every company will have their bank account for the company. See, you will be having your own personal saving account, which is called as saving account. Your personal account is called as saving account, whereas every company will also have their bank account in the name of company's name. in a company's name, each and every company has to open an account for a bank. So when they open a bank account, it is called as current account. Our personal account is called as saving account. Company's account is called as current account. Now they can open in any bank account. It is not mandatory that they have to open in one particular bank. They can open account in any bank, HDFC, ICICI, SBI, any bank they can use it to open an account. So they'll open an account so that they can have a transaction in their company. Whether they're purchasing, whether they're making a sales, they're paying their debts, they're paying their expenses, receiving any income. For that particular bank transaction, they'll use it. So say I'm having a company, MCC Batch A Private Limited company I'm having. To this company, if I'm opening a bank account, say HDFC bank account, I'm opening. When I'm opening a HDFC bank account, I'll group it where I have to group it under bank account. So any bank which you will be creating, you will be creating under this group. And the next one, what you have is bank OCC account. This bank OCC and bank OD are the similar type. There is no difference in this, but they are given twice. So OCC means over cash credit. Bank over cash credit, overdraft. Both are same only, where I can withdraw money when I don't have also. I can withdraw. Say like credit card. I can purchase. Okay, I can purchase when I don't have a money. Later I'll be paying the money with the interest. So this is bank OCC account, and overdraft account is used for credit card purpose. If a company is using a credit card, that statement also have to maintain for a company, because it is related to a company transaction. In the name of company, I'm using a credit card. So all those records also to be maintained here. So over cash credit or overdraft, both are meaning are same, where I'll be maintaining a record of OCC, that is credit card. Say I have a credit card of ICICI Bank. So I'll create a ledger in the name of ICICI Bank credit card. So I'll group it where? I'll group it under bank OD or bank OCC. Anything I can group. So both are same only. If I'm having any branches or division for my company, branches or division if I'm having for a company, I'll be grouping under branches. Okay. And capital account. So you know what are the types of companies you'll be having: sole proprietorship, partnership firm, LLP company. LLP means limited liability company, private limited company, public limited company, like this you'll be having. So if it is a private limited company, there will be a people who will be called as directors of a company. So they'll be introducing money in the company to start a business. When they start a business, they'll be paying some investment. The investment, now you would have read this investment as a share capital. Share capital invested for 1 lakh rupees, 1,50,000 rupees, like this you would have heard. You would have done in the accounting part also. The same thing here also we are doing here. So the capital which will be introduced by a person, individual, by like say that Neha has introduced 1 lakh, Tanya has introduced 1 lakh for a company. So when they're introducing a capital, introducing a money for starting a business, then it is called as capital. So I'll create it as what? Neha's capital, and I'll group it under capital account. And Tanya's capital, I'll group it under what? Capital account again. So we will see this when we will be creating. First, let's discuss what are the groups we have. And now I have an option here as cash in hand. Cash in hand, the cash balance. Usually each and every company will also have a cash transactions also. So cash, I'll be grouping under cash in hand. If at all I want to maintain some other cash account also, like petty cash, small transactions records I want to maintain, even the petty cash ledger account, I'll be grouping under cash in hand. Okay. And current assets. Current assets is the main heading under which we will be seeing cash in hand, bank account, bank OCC, bank OD, everything will fall under current assets. So this is a major heading which we will be seeing in a balance sheet. And the same way current liabilities also, this is the main group. The same way you have a subheadings under this. So we will see. So under current liabilities, you will be having a capital accounts, loans, liabilities, all those things. Okay, so we will see that. And here I'm having a deposits, and within bracket they have given us assets. This is called as security deposit. Have you heard about the security deposit, girls? Security deposit. Have you anyone heard about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what is security deposit?
It's like for example, if you are shifting to some apartment, the owner asks you for security deposit for the next year, like for one complete year or a specific duration.
Exactly the same. So when we are shifting a house, or when I'm taking a rent of a place, or when I'm taking a connections, so in advance, in a for a security purpose, I'll be paying some amount in an advance. So say it as, if I want to rent a place for my office, I want to rent a place for my office. So when I rent my office, the owner of the owner of the place, he'll be asking me to pay some security deposit, 1 lakh, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, pay it as a deposit, and monthly rent it will be discussed. So according to that, I'll be paying. So the amount which I pay before renting an office from office or places anything, so the amount which I pay as a security, so that will be called as security deposit. So those things we will be grouping under security deposit, that is deposit assets. Direct expenses and direct income: any expenses or any income that we meet in a process of production. Production means manufacturing process. When you're manufacturing a product, like labor charges, wages, carriage inward, carriage outward, factory lighting, factory electricity charges, fuel expenses, anything that you meet in a manufacturing process, in your manufacturing process or production process, those things, expenses or income, you will be saying as direct expenses or direct income. Okay, and next, see this direct expenses and direct income, it is created twice in a tally. Here also you have direct expenses and direct income, even here also direct income, and the same thing it is given here, direct expenses. Within bracket they have given, without bracket also they have given, so you no need to worry, both are same only. Okay, and the next one what I'm having is duties and taxes. So duties and taxes means all type of taxes like GST, TDS, TCS, income tax, okay, professional tax, any taxes if I want to create, if I'm charging on any taxes on my product, I'll be creating under this. Suppose GST, I'll be charging 18%, so that GST I'll be showing here in a duties and taxes. Okay, and the next one I'm having a fixed assets. Fixed assets means you will be knowing the fixed assets like furniture, land and building, plant and machineries, computers, laptops. Even if you're using a mobile phone for the companies, in the name of companies, in the name of company or purchased it, even the mobile phones also you will be treating as fixed assets. Okay, and the next one what I'm having here is indirect expenses and indirect income. Any expenses or any income that you're going to meet in a process of administrative of a company. So direct expenses and direct income is a process of manufacturing or production process where you'll be using there for the trade purpose. That income and expenses will become your direct expenses and direct income, whereas administrative expenses and income that will fall under indirect expenses and indirect income. So what kind of expenses like rent, internet bill, mobile bill, salaries, okay, this kind of expenses, commission receiving, interest receiving, this kind of income and all we will be calling as indirect expense and indirect income. So when you're managing a company inside the office, it is not inside the factory, inside the office, or any expenses or any income that is related to your office, those things will be called as indirect expenses or indirect income. And this one, investment, any investment if you're making through the shares, bonds, gold investment, property investment, in that case you'll be treating as investment. And next one, here I'm having loans and advance as assets, and again loans as liability. What are the difference between these two? When you say it as loans and advances as asset, where a company is giving a loan to others, it is not you personally giving, it is a company giving a loan to others, might be to the employees also, or to my customer also, to my supplier also. If they're asking to give a loan, I'll be giving a loan, so where I'll be treating as loans and advances as assets. Why? Because that is the one which I'm going to receive it back. So when I receive it, it will become my asset. Okay, so loans and advances asset, which means a company is giving a loan to others. And the next one, loan liability. Loan liability means where I'll be liable to pay, which means I have taken a loan. I have taken a loan from anybody. So it can be from the bank, it can be from the financial sector, it can be taken from the any person also, where I am liable to pay. When I say I, it is not personally me, it is company. A company is liable to pay to the person. So that is what. So miscellaneous expenses, any small expenses if you are making, so those expenses you can treat it as miscellaneous expenses, like tea, coffee, snacks if you're purchasing for your employees, the small expenses. Or even if you're treating a meals, some outing, you're taking your employees for one day out, anything, in that case you can treat it as miscellaneous expenses. Provisions and current liabilities both are same, so there is no difference, which means it is a provision means where I'm liable to pay to someone but not yet been paid. When I pay it, it becomes an expense. Before I pay, it will become a liability. And purchase account, when I'm making a purchase, and sales account when I'm making a sales. So purchase of goods or sale of purchase of goods or services, purchase or sale of goods or services, anything. When I'm purchasing a stock item, then it is a goods. When I'm taking a services, like transportation, printing and printing services, I'm taking some, my computer has been repaired, or my printer has been repaired, for that repairing and all, they're giving me a services. In that case, I'll be taking as services. It is a services rendered for my company. And here I also have a reserves and surplus. If a company, if a company is reserving some money, like each and every month, or quarterly ones, or half yearly ones, or yearly ones, anything, it depends on a company. If you're reserving some money like 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 10,000 every month, after paying all your debts, or after paying all your expenses, and anything which is left in your hand as a profit, out of which where you will be keeping some money for separately, or without, just take it as every month 1,000 rupees I want to save it, so that I can use it in future benefits. For future I can use it. In that case, I'll be using this reserves and surpluses. And retain earning, this is also same similar to this reserves only, but here retaining after the leftover of profit only I'll save this. But here, when there is profit or loss every month, as a precaution I'll be saving here, but here out of profit only I'll save certain amount, so that is called as retain earning. After I get a profit for a company, I have to give to the directors. Profit I want to share to the directors. The remaining amount out of which I'll be having, I'll be sharing that. I'll be keeping it as separately for my next future benefits. In that case, it is called as retained earning. And you have another option, secured loan and unsecured loan. Secured loan, which means you're taking a loan for your company, whereas you're providing some security, sureties you have to provide. You need to pledge some documents and take a loan. So without pledging any documents, you won't be given a loan if you're taking a loan from your bank or some financial sectors like Bajaj Finance, Capital First, this kind of sources and all. You have different loans agents and all you have. So even if you're taking a loan from them also, they'll ask you to provide the proof. Without proof, you can't take a loan. So that is called a secured loan, where you have to pledge some documents and you have to take, like properties documents, shares documents, anything you have to pledge, and then you have to take a loan. Whereas unsecured loan means where I'm not pledging any documents to take a loan. Without that, I'll take a loan from some person, like might be from my relatives or from my friends, where I take a money, I'll pay them with the interest, but where I'm not pledging any of the documents. In that case, we will call it as unsecured loan. And this one, stock in hand. Stock in hand, the closing stock. The closing stock in the end of a month, end of a day, or end of a financial year. Anything in end of a day. Today I made a purchase, then I made a sales. So how much is left in my hand? That is called as closing stock. I purchased 100 stock. Out of 100 stock, I made a sale of 70. The balance how much I'm having is 30. So this 30 numbers is my closing stock. And the next one what I'm having is sundry creditors and sundry debtors. Sundry debtors and sundry creditors. Okay, now what we are going to do is sundry debtors and sundry creditors. A creditor is from the person from whom I'll be making a purchase. From whom I'll be making a purchase means the supplier of my goods and services. And the next one, sundry debtors is my customer to whom I'm making a sale of goods. To whom I'm making a sale of goods or services. Okay, then it is called as sundry debtors. And the next one, suspense account. Suspense account, it will not be used everywhere. It is very rare in a case where we will be using. Suppose when I'm closing my financial account, okay, end of a financial year, end of a year, in the month of March, when I'm closing my books of accounts, when I'm closing a books of accounts, if I find there is some expenses or some income which I'm having, some excess I'm having, 500 rupees, 50 rupees I'm having, okay, in that case what I'll be doing is that one, if I don't know from which source I got this money or from which source I to whom I paid it or where I did it from, it can be income also, it can be a expenses also. Okay, it can be a income also, it can be a expenses also. When that case, when I don't know from which source I've received, in that case I'll be showing this as suspense account. So if it is a expenses, I'll be showing that 500 rupees as a debit balance. If it is an income, then I'll be showing as a credit balance. Okay, I'll be showing as a credit balance. So this is what we have to understand. So what are the types of ledgers or groups we have? So there are 28 groups. Yeah, tell me, anybody having doubt?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I was asking if these secured loans are the loans that are taken from like formal sector, like banks and all these places, and for unsecured loans, it can refer to money loans taken from any relative or some informal source. Is it like
Yes,
that?
yes, it is the same. Yeah, you are
Okay.
right.
And ma'am, could you please explain the MISC expenses again?
So this is miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous expenses means a small expenses where I'll be getting some benefits. If I'm treating my employees for tea, coffee, meals, or day out, if I'm taking them, so I'll be treating that small expenses, 100 rupees, 50 rupees, small expenses which I'm having. Even the 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees which I'm spending for employees. So that thing I'll be calling as miscellaneous expenses. Why it is given as assets means it is when I treat well my employees. If I'm treating my employees well and good, even my employee will work hard for me, so that I'll get more benefits from them. So because of that, I've given as assets miscellaneous expenses. It is a tiny small expenses where I'll be doing for my company. Okay, let me give you an example. So say that this is a financial year ending, right? This is a financial year ending. So March month. So this March month, I have to close my all books of accounts. I have to close all my books of accounts. So what I'll be doing is I want my employees to work more so that I can close my books of accounts. I can prepare my financial statement. So when I have to prepare the financial statement, what I want to do is I'll ask my employees to work more. I'll ask my employees to work more 1 hour or 2 hours. So they'll be working hard. So even they might get tired. So what I'll do is I'll treat them. In every day they'll be getting a tea coffee. Tea coffees every day in a company they'll be getting, obviously. But if I treat them more, if I bring them some snacks or food, if I'm doing that, they'll be more excited and they'll get some kind of refreshment. So because of that refreshment, they'll even work more. So the small expenses which I'm doing for my employees is called as miscellaneous expenses. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Who has this doubt? What's your name, ma?
Mahi.
Okay, good. Okay, let me go for the next one. So you understood all these groups, right? Any doubt in this?
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me, ma.
ma'am, what is branch and divisions? Can you please explain it again?
Branches and divisions. If I'm having a branches in different place, say I'm having a company, just say it as I'm having a company. Okay, say my company is located in Jainagar and have one more company in some other place like Malleshwaram I'm having, or Mysore I'm having. Okay, when I'm having in a Mysore, Tumkur, or any places, even that records if I want to maintain. Suppose I'm having a stock here, I'm having a stock in Jainagar, but Mysore branch doesn't have much stock. Okay, even they want some stocks to be given to them. So what I'll do is I'll create as Mysore branch. Okay, Mysore branch I'll create it and I'll group it under branches and divisions. Now when I am sending a goods from this place to that place, even those things has to be recorded so that I'll come to know from which branch to which branch I've sent a goods. So if it is your college also, you'll be having a libraries, right? Libraries and all. You will be taking a notes. So even they'll be maintaining a record which student has taken, which book they have taken. So this they'll be maintaining. If the books is missing, they have to place an order. Same way, when they have taking from the other like take it as other library, there is one more library. If your library is having a shortage of books, they'll be taking a from the other divisions also. So other people also, they might ask them to share the books, study materials for your purpose. So those type of things and all, when I'm making a purchase or sales with the other branch, might be a shortage of stock if I'm having. Or say take it as example, there is a branch of Mysore. They're not able to make a sale of a books. They're not able to sell the books. So a lot of stock is pending in a Mysore branch. They're sending to me. So what they'll do is they'll send to the Bangalore branch. Bangalore branch they're sending here. So now I'll make a sales. So to have a track, to have a record, how much goods has been sent to the other branch, how much goods has been received from the other branch, whether it is sending or receiving, I must have a track on all the things so that I'll come to know whether how my stock has been increased or not. Without that, if I directly make a sales without recording the received goods, if I directly make a entries, then how will I come to know how much stock I'm having? So it will show me a negative balance, right? So because of that, to avoid that, we also have to maintain a branches and divisions if at all my company is having the branches. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what about
Thank
the
you.
provisions, ma'am?
Provisions means it's nothing but a current liabilities only, ma. Liabilities where I am liable to pay to someone. It can be expenses, it can be a loan, it can be anything, which means I'm liable to pay to someone.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, is branch
We'll
and
go for
divisions an asset or a liability, ma'am?
It is nothing. If you are making a purchase, if you are bringing a materials, then it is your creditor. If you are if you are sending a goods, then it can be considered as debtors. It can be considering both. It only things that you just need to understand. If you're bringing a materials, if you're purchasing from the branches, then he is the supplier of goods and service. That is your creditor. If you're sending a goods, then it is a debtor, means customer. Nothing, but it
Okay,
is
ma'am.
similar to your debtors and creditors only.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we'll go
Ma'am,
for the next one. Yeah, tell me, ma.
no, sorry.
That's okay.
Actually,
Tell
I'm
me, tell me.
asking if what is the difference between direct expenses, direct incomes, and then next is expenses bracket direct, expenses bracket indirect.
Both are same. Both are same. Direct expenses, direct income. Without bracket if they are given, or with bracket they are given. Both are same. Because in tally they have given twice. This direct expenses they have given without bracket and with bracket. Again, indirect expense with the bracket and without bracket they have given. Both are same only. There is no difference. Because of that only I've informed you in the beginning itself. These two are duplicate one. Within a bracket are the duplicate one which is available in a tally. So you just ignore it. Just ignore it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, what about
And
suspense account? Can you please explain it?
okay. The suspense account, which means when I'm not sure from which source I received the income or from which source to whom I paid the expenses. See, every month I will be making a transactions, purchase, journalization we will be doing. So some without my knowledge, or I would have forgotten to pass some entries, some expenses or income. I would have forgotten to pass to make a journalization. So when I'll be closing this books of accounts, to move to the next financial year. That is from 1st of April will be my first next financial year. So what happens is, while closing this means we will be auditing our books of accounts, right? When we are doing a auditing or internal auditing, also you can say, or auditor is coming to your company, also you can say. Internal audit, it will be prepared by an individual person, that is company itself will work on that. Auditing, the auditor will come to you. If you have an auditor for a company, they'll be doing it. Say, when I'm auditing, when I'm making a financial statement, I find that there are 2000 rupees in a expenses, which is showing me 2000 rupees, but I don't know this 2000 for what I spent. Okay, debit balance it is showing me, but means it might be in a bank statement or it might be in a cash statement, a cash record also. So usually most of the times we will find in a bank itself. So this 2000, it is showing me some I would have paid for someone, but I don't know to whom I have paid. In that case, what I will do is I'll create a ledger in the name of suspense under suspense account itself. This 2000 rupees, I'll make it as a debit balance and credit the bank account, so that my 2000 rupees, I'll show that as it is a suspense account. I don't know for what I have spent. So that things are small expenses. You can be use this. You can be means you can use this as a suspense account when you are not sure for what expenses you have done, what you have paid. The same manner, if it is an income also, you can do the same thing. If it is an income, just credit the income, debit the bank. If it is an expenses, so you know the rule, nominal rule, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. According to that, if it is an expenses, debit it, and if it is an income, make it a credit. And then alternatively, a bank has to be done. Any doubt again? Any doubt on this groups?
Thank you.
We'll go for the next one. Okay. Now see, the
Yes,
same way,
ma'am.
when I go for this charts of accounts groups, these are the groups I've told you, I've explained you this. Now we have a ledgers also. But see, when I select the ledgers, it is showing me with the primary group, secondary groups, and there are few ledgers. So by default, let me show you in an alter. By default, ledgers, there are two ledgers which has already been created, so we don't have to create it. Because why this two has created it? When a company is created, when a company has been started, usually cash transaction is a common thing. At the same time, a company will either meet a profit or loss in a business. So because of that, a two ledgers is being created. So make a note, default ledgers available in Tally. Default ledgers available in Tally. Cash and profit and loss. Cash and profit and loss. Okay, these are the two one which is already created. So other than this, if I want some other things, if I want to create it, I have to create it. So that is what in a charts of accounts, when I choose it as ledgers, see this cash and profit and loss. Profit and loss, it is showing me in a italic format in a light color, whereas groups and all is in a bold, but whereas ledgers will be showing in a italic format. Now we will see how to create the ledgers. Okay, we will see how to create a ledgers now. So the two ledgers which is having is cash and profit and loss. Now we will create it. So usually when we start a company, it will be started with the ledgers. Okay, ledgers and a capital investment. Okay, so as a investment, a cash is already created, so I won't be creating a cash. So see here where I'm going from the main screen. From the main screen, that is gateway of Tally, I'll be going for create. In a create, you have to go for a ledgers. This is where we will be creating a ledgers. So this is where we will be creating a ledgers. Now, this is a private limited company. There will be a two directors, three directors. It depends on the size of a company, how many people will be starting. So there, if it is a partnership company, partnership form, so partner. If it is a private limited, then it is a director. But it is 2 or 3 people who engage together to start a business. Now, as I said you, now Neha is starting a business, so I'll just take it as Neha's capital. Neha's capital I'm creating here. Capital, Neha's capital account. You can just create it whatever you want. So Neha's capital I'm creating here. Now here under group, what I have to take is capital account. It is a capital investments. So investment, so I'm choosing as capital account. So inventory values are affected will be no, because there is no stock that is going to affect this people.
Excuse me.
Tell me.
I'm not getting that inventory values are affected. That option is not available now.
So if you're not getting that, then just ignore it. But if you want this option to be displayed, just check it out in a F12. Go for this F12. Okay. See here, you have this use inventory allocations for ledger. Do you have this option? Press
Yes,
F12
ma'am.
from the same screen. Make this option yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can accept the screen. So the shortcut key, you can just enter and accept it. If not, if you want to directly accept the screen, the shortcut key to accept the screen is Ctrl+A. Make a note, shortcut key to accept the screen. Ctrl+A. Ctrl+A to accept the screen. So now inventory values, I'll keep this no. Now have to give a Neha's address. So I'll just give it as Jayanagar. I'm not typing the full address. I'm just giving a city. Jayanagar, I'm just giving this. And now you can give this pin code. Okay. Bank details of Neha's, if you want to provide, you provide it. I'll just ignore this. I just don't want to give this. I'll just accept this. Okay. So now let me create a one more also. I'll create it as Tanya's. Okay. Tanya's capital account. Tanya's capital and the capital account itself. Okay. Now we'll purchase a computer. Computer will be having in our company. So computer is my what? Computer is my fixed assets. So you have to choose it as fixed assets. Tell me.
And after Tanya's capital, what did you do, ma'am?
What?
After entering Tanya's capital in the name, after that, what did you do, ma'am?
I've just taken as capital account. Tanya's capital. I've grouped it under capital account and I've accepted a screen. That's it. Just accepted a screen. Now I'm creating a capital account. Okay, capital account. Sorry, a computer ledger I'm creating. So computer is what? Computer is my fixed assets. So don't use a mouse. Just use an arrow key. Use an arrow key, or you can type it as fixed assets here itself. So you can just type it as fixed assets. Fixed asset, you just type it and you can enter. Okay, when you type it as fixed asset and enter, you will get selected. So even your fixed assets is not an inventory, it is not a stock related, it is your capital account. So we won't be using this. Okay, this fixed asset is something which is related to assets process. We won't be treating as a goods, so we'll ignore this. For fixed assets and all, you won't be having an address. Just enter and accept it. I'm not giving anywhere opening balance. Okay, just ignore that. I'm not giving any opening balance. This opening balance, when I'm having the previous financial year balance, when I'm bringing to this year, only then I have to give an opening balance here. Without that, I won't be giving. Suppose this is the financial year of 21 and 22. The last year closing balance, 31st March 2021 closing balance will become my opening balance on 1st of April 2021. That opening balance by default it will come. Since it is a startup company, so I won't be having any opening balance. So because of that, I'm ignoring this. Okay, I'm just ignoring the opening balance. Same way, let's create the some other one. Now what we will create is, we will create a printer. I'm creating a printer. Even a printer is also fixed assets. So let's accept this. So I'm not making any address and all. I'll just accept this now. Now when you're paying a salary, when you're paying. So see, salary is paid to whom? Salary is paid to the employees. Employees will be working in offices. Offices is a administrative process. So when it is a expenses, this office administrative expenses, it will become my indirect expenses. Will become my indirect expenses. Okay. Here also I'm not selecting anything, type of ledgers, I'll just accept this. Same way, when you are paying a wages means coolie when you are paying it. Okay, wages when you are paying, this wages will be paid to whom? To the laborers. One is working in a factory, in a manufacturing process. So in that case, we will say this as direct expenses. Direct expenses. So I'll select this direct expenses and I'll accept this. Okay, so direct expenses. The same way we'll create some other printing and stationery expenses. Okay, so printing and stationery, where I'll be doing printing, stationery works and all I'll be doing in my office. So office is what? Administration process. So it is indirect expenses, my indirect expenses. Okay, now instead of doing this enter and accepting, I'll use a shortcut key to accept. 1 minute, Control A to accept the screen. Yeah, tell me Manav. Tell me.
To get the list of group, what is the shortcut key, ma'am?
So if you're not, I'll just type here. If you're not getting this list, just press a space bar. Press a space bar, you'll get a list.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Now we'll create one more. What we will create? We'll create it as internet charges. Internet charges. So internet charges is also my indirect expenses. Indirect expenses. Select this. And now you can exit the screen. Control A. Okay. This is how we will be creating the ledgers one by one. So suppose if I'm having a purchase. So purchase under, if I'm doing a purchase, so I'll just create it as purchase. Now I'll group this under purchase account. Purchase account. Okay, we will accept this now. Okay, same way you need to create a sales also. Sales under sales account. So remember, always remember, when you're creating a purchase and sales, this inventory values are affected automatically. It will become yes. You don't need to make any changes. Automatically it will become yes, because sales or purchases anyway, always it will be related to, when you are making a purchase or sales, it will be related to inventories only. So by default it will become yes. So we are not going to make this no. We will just accept this. In case if anyone finds it as no, then you make it as yes. Okay, now we can accept this. Anybody having doubt? Anybody? Okay. Then I'll go for the next one. Now, when I'm making a purchase, I might purchase, see, usually in a business, it'll be a cash purchase, bank purchase, means when I make a purchase, I pay a cash or I make a payment through the bank, that is debit card, credit card, or even a UPI transaction I might make. Or sometimes, most of the times, or whenever it is a business. Personally, when we are doing, we will use UPI. But when it is coming to the company, always company will have a credit purchase and credit sales, which means I make a purchase today, I'll pay money after a week, 1 week, 2 week, or even 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. It depends on me. Whenever I'm having a money, it'll be a agreed terms between me and the person, one who is giving a goods, one who is selling me a goods. The person, with them I would have agreed, say that you make a supply of goods, you keep doing it, I'll be settling you a bill within 15 days, within 5 days, or within a week, I'll settle your bill. So this is what usually it will be agreed between the two parties. Say, I want to purchase a goods from Mahi. Mahi is selling a goods, so I'm purchasing from Mahi's company. So today I'll purchase. So when I'm purchasing from Mahi, so today it is a credit purchase for me. When I make a payment, I'll pay to Mahi later. Some 15 days later I'll be making. In that case, it is called as credit purchase. Same thing. When I'm making a sale, the other person, one who is purchasing from me, okay, one who is purchasing from me, they will say that I'll pay you after 10 days or after a week, then it is a credit sales. Now the person one who is making a purchase from me, okay, purchase from me, that is my making a sales, so that third person will become my customer, and from whom I'm making a purchase will become my supplier, means creditor. So we'll create a ledger's name. So I'll just create it here as some name. We will give it as, I'll just give it as Arun Traders. Arun Traders. Okay, I'm making a purchase from Arun Traders. For your understanding, I'll just mention it as supplier. Okay, I'll just mention it as supplier. Arun Traders. From this person, I'm going to make a purchase. So he is my creditor. So sundry creditor. Select it as sundry creditor. And always make sure that when you're creating a ledger for sundry creditor or sundry debtor, always make sure that this option, maintain balance bill by bill option, is set to yes. Why we make this option yes? Because to have a track how much I need to receive from this person, how much I made a purchase from this person, or how much I need to pay. Either I have to pay or either I have to receive. In any cases, if I want to know how much has to be paid or how much has to be received, for that details we will be making this option, maintain balance bill by bill to yes. In a simple, to check outstanding, how much outstanding I'm having. To check that, we will be using this option. So make sure when you're creating a ledger for sundry debtors and sundry creditors, this maintain balance bill by bill option must be set to yes. So now I'll just accept this. I'll accept this. Now give an address of this company. So let's give it as, we have to give a complete address. I'm just giving us Bangalore. I'm just giving us Bangalore. Okay. So you can give a full address also, 2-3 lines. I'm just giving us Bangalore. Now give a pin code and accept it. Same way, we'll create a what data. So this is my customer. I'll just create it as Tejas store. Tejas store. For your understanding, I'll even give it as customer. So this person is my debtor. One who is my customer will become my debtor. Even here again I'm making maintain balance bill by bill yes, and I'm giving here as Mysore. So customer is from Mysore. I'll accept this. Give a pin code and accept it. Any doubt till here, guys? Any doubt? If no answers, then I have to consider as you have understood. So here what we have doing is we are creating one by one the ledgers. Here what we have done is we are creating one by one. In case instead of creating this one by one and accepting this, if I want to create all together at one shot in one screen itself, I want to create it, then what should I do? Where should I do? In that case, I'll just press escape to come out of the screen. Again escape. So I'm coming to this gateway of Tally. After coming to gateway of Tally, let me go for the charts of accounts. Now what should I create? Either groups or ledgers, or what I have to create. So now I'm going to create a ledgers. I'll go for this ledgers. Now see, the one which I've created is showing in an italic format under each and every group. From this screen, what I'll do is I'll go for Multimaster. So what is the shortcut key for selecting this Multimaster is Alt plus H. So I'll press Alt plus H. Now I'm having multi-create, multi-alter credit limits. If I go for multi-create, all items, if I want to create for all the groups, all items like this will come. Now I can create anything which I needed. But if I want to see even which is already created, along with that I want to add some other ledgers. In that case, what I'll do is I'll press escape. So instead of using this multi-master, means in this multi-master Alt H, instead of selecting this as multi-create, I'll use multi-alter. And I'll select all items. Now see, all items I'm having here. All items I'm having here. So rest of the things, if I want to create it, so I'll just press enter. Again enter. I'm not giving an opening balance. Cash in hand. I'll again press enter. Now I'll just give an opening balance 50,000 here. Now I press enter. Debit balance. Now again enter. So instead of making enter, I'll use a down arrow key. I'll come to the last. So this is my last ledger which I've created. Okay. I'll press again. I'll just come down again. So 15th automatically it will come like this. Now I can create it here. I can create it here. Suppose I want a labor charges. Labor charges. So my labor charges is direct expenses. So I'll select it as direct expenses. Okay. Next one. If I'm purchasing a furniture, I have a furniture in my company. This furniture will become my fixed asset. Again, I'm not giving an opening balance. Okay. Next one. Again, I'll go for the next one. We'll make it as transportation charges. Transportation expenses or charges, whatever you want, you do it. So this is my indirect expenses. I'm selecting indirect expenses. Enter. If I have a next one ledger, I'll create it. If I don't have, I'll accept it. So let me show you once again the same one, how to create this. So now in a create, when we saw this ledger one by one, we were creating it. So if I want to create everything in a one single screen, where should I go? So I'll go for this charts of accounts. You have to select the ledger. In a ledger, you will go for this multi-master, that is Alt H. Go for multi-alter, select as all items. Now we can just come down, which is already having a list. Under this, just come down to the last one. In this 18th or 19th, whatever you have the numbers, in that, whichever you want, you can create it. Whichever you want, that you can create it. Suppose I want to create a mobile charges, mobile bill. Okay, mobile bill I want to create. So this is my indirect expenses. Suppose I want to create a plant and machinery. I want to create. So in that case, this is my fixed assets. So like this, one by one, I can keep creating it. If I don't have anything to create, I'll just press enter again, and now I can accept it. So this is how you will be creating. So just make a note how to create. Okay, single ledger creation. It is single ledger creation. How to create a single ledger creation? So it is nothing from the main screen, that is from Gateway of Tally. Okay, I'm just writing in a short form. From the Gateway of Tally, you will be going for create. Select as ledger. Okay, select as ledger. So as per your requirement. Okay, as per your requirement, you can create a ledger. Okay, as per required ledger. Required ledger, you can create it. Okay, and next one, multiple ledger creation. Okay, multi ledger creation. So how you will do this? You'll just go for same thing from the main screen, that is from the Gateway of Tally. You will go for charts of accounts. Charts of accounts. Choose as ledger. Then to create a multi, you have to just press Alt plus H within bracket. Let me give it as Multimaster. It is called as Multimaster. Okay, Multimaster. Then you have to choose as multi create or multi alter. So I'll choose as multi alter so that I can even see whatever is already been created also. You can either choose only create and you can start creating. If I want to see which is already created to avoid the duplication, so I'll use it as multi alter. So like this, you can choose. Okay, then you can go on with the creation. Any groups, you can just keep creating. Okay, keep creating your ledgers. Now, if you ask me, see, we have a two options. Single ledger creation also I'm having, multi-ledger creation also I'm having. So which is the best option to create a ledgers? So if you ask me, then the single ledger creation option is the best one. Why? Because I can give a multiple options like inventory values affected, address I can give, I can maintain enable the outstanding report to view outstanding report, maintain balance bill by bill. This option and all I can use it. I can enable it in single ledger creation. Whereas in multiple ledger creation, I can't use this. I can only give a name, give a group, give a opening balance if I'm having an opening balance. Other than that, I can't use any other option. So the best option to create a ledgers is single ledger creation, not the multiple ledger creation script. Okay, any doubt till here?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, when we are creating multiple ledgers, ma'am, like when we
Okay.
enter transportation expenses and all, will it directly take what under which category it belongs to, or should we enter, ma'am? Like whether it enters to
See,
sundry
you
debtors
just
or
go
indirect.
there. You will be getting a list. You will be getting a list. If you're not getting a list, just type it, or you just press a space bar. You'll get a list. Okay. See, when I want to type here, suppose I want to type here, I'll just give it as the one which is not created. Okay, I'll just give it as something like food allowances. Okay, food allowances, I'll just create it. So now if I'm not getting this list, just press a space bar. When I go here, automatically I'll get. If I'm not getting, press a space bar, so you'll get a list like this. Okay, so since I know which group it belongs to, I'll just type the saying that indirect expense directly. I type it. But if you don't know, the what is a list, you want to cross check, then use a space bar. Press the space bar, use a arrow key to drill down, whichever the option that is correct, just select that. Okay, and you can accept it. Now I know you will be getting confused what is direct expenses or indirect expenses. So better you check with this financial statement. And what I'll do is I'll even share you a list of ledgers and groups name. Try to create that in a single ledger creation screen. Okay, so that you will understand what are the groups I'm having, what are the ledgers I'm having. So I have many names, many list of names for ledger creation. As much as you can create it, you just try with that. I'm not compelling you to make all the ledgers and try. I'll just give you a set of lists. I have a list of ledgers. So you just create as much as you can. I just want you to understand. I'll share you on a WhatsApp group. You can do that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also let me inform you. Monday and Wednesday, you'll only have a 1 hour class. Monday and Wednesday. Remaining all the days, you'll be having 1.5 hour classes. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
And that's it for today. Guys, everyone practice it. If any doubt, we'll discuss in the next class. Then we'll move forward. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fine. Everyone take care. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma.